Doing it?
We're doing it.
All right, we just rented a car and we are just beginning our voyage. This is something very exciting. We haven't told you about this yet, and that is that we are looking at a commercial building for Vocalese. Right now we're in a situation where we have a co-working space, we have storage there, we have a warehouse. And we thought to ourselves, you know, being business owners, you always got to be thinking about cutting down on expenses. One of our biggest expenses is that monthly rent, along with where we live here in Nashville. Looking at what the pandemic has changed the landscape of the business environment, what we have to do now is think, how can we cut down our expenses? Why we moved to Nashville in the first place was because we wanted to go out to events, support artists, support venues, and right now that ain't happening, y'all. So we had to adapt and adjust, and one of those things that Kate and I thought about was, well, what are the options? How do we cut down our expenses, continue to run the business in a more bootstrapped way, and at the same time do it in a smarter way by building equity in and potentially buying a building. So this last week has been understanding the commercial market in the area. Things in Nashville are very expensive, oftentimes overpriced, but the areas about half an hour to an hour outside of Nashville are cheap. And so right now we are going to a little town, and when I say little, I mean really, really little. A little town called Alexandria, Tennessee. Named after, of course, Mr. Alexandria.
Maybe Mrs. Alexandria.
No, it's a Mr.
No.
But I'm sure he had a Mrs. as well. Maybe a few Mrs.'s. So there's a commercial building, it's a retail spot, but what we need it for is just liquid packaging. An industrial kitchen is all we really need. 40 East, I'm just making sure I'm going the right way. Stainless lane, okay, 40 East, okay. It's already built out, and it's a retail space right in the square. It's a very small town, less than 1,000 people, and we're gonna see if it's a good fit for us or not. We don't know, but Kate and I are always up to learn. We're gonna meet with a commercial real estate agent. He's gonna tell us about the property. We've been doing our own research, like understanding what a cap rate is. Kate will tell you all about that. And making sure if we can cut down expenses, buy a building, own a building, pay our mortgage to build equity into that building and run our business. And this is the most interesting part, the city actually lets you live in the commercial building. So if you can build like a little apartment in your commercial building and live there. So if we can live there and run our business out of it, it's a win-win. We'll save a ton of money, then all that money can be reinvested into our businesses, reinvested into Vocalese, expand it, and make sure that it survives during this time. Follow us on the journey. We just stopped in a town on the way to Alexandria called Watertown. Super cute town, cute little shops. This is a town that you could tell they really took care of the downtown area and has some sort of resurgence and vibrance. This is the closest town to Alexandria, which is much smaller than this town. This town is probably double the size, but super cute. It's okay, I can go a different way.
These two hands are meant over something else. I ain't no carpenter. Little Alexandria, holy white. Then you.
All right, here we go. Let's count how many Trump supporters there are.
No, jeez, please don't.
Oh, here we go. Another one. Right here. Here's another one.
Oh, jeez, babe, don't.
Okay, here we go. We're making a right on Main Street.
Baptist Church.
It's pretty cute. Like, look at there's some nice houses
There's
in
some
here.
cute little places.
It's,
This is pretty on the corner.
Whoa, that's cool.
It's like it should be a bed and breakfast.
Wow. We could get Edie. Edie would love those porches right there. Wow. It's cute. You know, the houses
Look at this.
are nicer than what I expected. Oh, wow.
That one's ready for
that's
someone to...
crazy.
Look at... This is a little church.
Oh, that is cute. That's a good sign people are fixing up that house.
This is the buy rate that they're
This is the
using
buy
for storage, they said.
Oh,
Someone's
my
using for-
gosh. I really like this already. This is like the little town right here. This is the square.
Watch out, someone's coming from your other... No, turn left. Oh my.
This is the square. Look at it's nicely, you know, it's like in better condition than I thought. That's painted.
Here's the Flippers game room.
Here's the junk and jewels. For sale by owner.
Yep. We knew that.
Yeah, we did. Here's the building. There it is. Let's go check it out. Babes, what's your first impressions of the town?
It's really little. It's really cute. The buildings are really cute. There's a Confederate War monument right in the center. Yeah, we'll see.
How you doing?
Morning.
Morning.
Are you Mel?
I'm Mel.
You know what? You're not what I was expecting you to look like.
And you weren't expecting what I was thinking you'd look like.
Oh yeah?
No worries.
But yeah, this is a great space. Absolutely good.
Are you Russell?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
Russell.
I was picturing mustache, cowboy hat. That's what I was picturing. What were you picturing?
Well, I don't know, man. To be honest, you're a bit younger than I thought, like
Yeah.
talking to you on the phone.
Your mature sounding voice.
You kind of have that kind of like surfer look, and I don't know, man. That's not what I got. It's a very, very neat space.
Look at that, it is.
Very charming with the way they built it out.
Yeah. So this was built 1930? Well, it's about 1,200 square feet, huh? So this is...
Built in 1930.
Okay. Did they tell you if the roof is leaking at all?
So there was a small leak that was the condensation off of the HVAC unit, the
Yeah.
condenser, and it was causing a small leak right in that area of the hallway. However, it has been repaired.
It has.
Yes.
Got a shower.
Yeah.
And have you guys had it appraised?
So we have not.
You haven't, okay.
Well, they'll move it before closing. It was just one of those things that we're like, look, you know, it's not been an issue. Let's just leave it until we go under contract. You could do a lot of different things back here. You know, I thought that this could be a cool space for like a little like ice cream shop or sandwich place or something like that.
Yeah.
You could build you like a deck out here with like little like hanging lights across it and have really a nice patio area. It's nice that there's this parking back here, which is just public parking. You can see that these two buildings are built these far out.
Yeah.
So like you could extend the building, or this could be patio. I mean, it could be parking. It could be whatever. If you were to add another story, and if you came back some with it, you could have, I don't know, almost 3,000 feet.
And so you've talked to the owners of this building, and kind of like their situation is the business just moved out. There was like a partnership between the business and them. Why do they want to sell it? Just because?
Because they're not using it. It's just sitting here. They're just sitting here paying property taxes on a building that's not getting used. Not to mention, like they're paying to keep the electricity on and the HVAC. Turn that stuff off, and you leave those systems off for long periods of time. Then that's when you start having maintenance issues. When you start trying to fire them back up.
Would you say that they're pretty motivated to move it?
Yeah.
I mean, they did just list it, right?
Right, yeah, I mean, they just listed it, but I mean, it's sitting here vacant and they're spending money on it every month. They are definitely motivated.
What do you think of like this back space? If we were to actually live here a couple days out of the week, or we wanted to use it like a live workspace, what are you thinking? Is this enough space? Is it not? Will it be crammed? Like, I mean, I know there's a bathroom and shower, there's laundry. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Not a big space. I mean, because we have to think about, not that it's not doable, but we have to think about having a bed, figuring out what we would do for a kitchen if we would just use that up there. If you use just literally this front part for the business, and then put some sort of like divider, not permanent, but like whether it's a curtain or whatever, so you could also have this space as almost like a living room, or have a little table in here you could eat at or something, and then have this further space back here be like bedroom slash kitchen. I don't know. That's the tricky part. This is a cheap build out. Like, this isn't, you know, like, look, there's, I mean, it's gaps. It's like how you and I would do it. Not properly. We would have, you know, it wasn't like someone wasn't hired to do it. I mean, I do like this. Loving this thing. Think about is like, you think about a bed, and I'm not trying to say we need all the space in the world, but then some sort of closet or dresser. Because we know how much clothing Mel has.
What?
There's a lot of potential to do something back there, and I love that idea. That would just be, you know, down the road a little bit. Then we may have to say, like, we would literally be living in this room. Because I'm not sure otherwise there's enough space. But there's always an opportunity to declutter and downsize our lives. This might be it.
Just want to walk it, because if we do need like extra room, really, like, to live, we could get a trailer and either put it in. Yeah, let's count this from here to here.
What'd you get?
39 to 40. What'd you get?
Like 51?
Did you get 51?
But you were doing bigger steps. You were going like
Yeah,
more like
I
this.
was.
The other thing we wanted to quick look at is how wide.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's 40 feet long.
Maybe 18?
18.
17, 18?
Very interesting. Do we have any other questions, babe, for Russell?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I like that these tables and these things are in here, so I already know what I can put. That's handy.
I actually have 2 other tours, like right after you guys, today.
For this building?
For this building,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Like I've got one at 11 and then one at 11:30. And there's a lot of people, especially right now, that, you know, you take $100 grand, you put 15% down, 20% down, depending on, you know, how you work with your bank. I mean, your rent is, or your mortgage is going to be less than you're paying rent. Instead of paying somebody else's mortgage, why don't I buy something? That's why I gave you those people, because I know that all of those are people that, one, that are going to be responsive, they're going to get back to you, and they care about it, you know? Anyway, I know that I'm long-winded, so what questions do you guys have for me?
If we figure out the cap rate on that, you know, as buyers, we want to be in the 9, at the lowest 10, 11 is a great deal. So
Yeah.
figuring that out, this property might be worth 75 to 80.
I mean, you can submit an offer. I can see what they say. I do believe that the seller would be willing to take a lower contract price
If it was
if
cash.
it.
I didn't ask this, but is it cool if I filmed that? Just kind of for...
Yeah. If you guys have any further questions, by all means, you know, you can text me, you can call me, you can email me, let me know. And then like I said, if you do want to put in an offer, I just need the basic terms, and then I'll put that in. It's called a letter of intent, or LOI.
Okay.
Once you sign that, the landlord will either counter or accept.
Hi, buddy. He's just sitting there. Hi. How are you doing? Hi. Are you eating something? Babe. Is that awesome?
I think he wanted a carrot.